According to the Toronto Real Estate Board, the average property in Toronto from January until April has gone up in price over $100,000. That's right, that's not a typo. The exact number was actually $114,000. And I will be 100% honest with you, I am very, very surprised. We're getting to the point of time that we've had several months of data, in fact, 4 months in a row, where we have seen price increases. And not just little price increases, but somewhat significant in some asset classes. And this is a very, very big if rates hold and nothing else comes out of nowhere that we weren't expecting for the rest of 2023, it's looking like the market may have bottomed out either in December or in January. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Tom Story and I appreciate you being here. If you've been coming back to these videos and enjoying them, you haven't already, please make sure to subscribe to the channel. The goal is to get to 10,000 as long as we do it faster than Steve Karish, and make sure to like this video as well. After watching this, if you have any specific questions for me about the market or want to make a move on the buying or selling side of the market, you can go into the first link in the description and book a call with me at a time that works for you. The April real estate numbers have officially come out by the Toronto Real Estate Board, and some of the numbers to me were a little bit shocking. We had talked about the fact that when the market does come back, it's going to come back quicker and maybe faster than we ever anticipated. What a lot of people are probably thinking right now, and myself included, is like, how is this possible? How is this happening with rates where they are, with incomes not really going up, with potential job losses coming in Canada? How is housing prices still going up? That's what we're going to talk about in today's video. I'm going to share my screen and go through everything step by step with you. We're going to look over the year-over-year numbers from April 2023 back to April 2022. And we're also going to look for every single asset class from the beginning of the year, the price increases we've seen across the board. And at the end of the day, as it always has, but even now on a more extreme level, it's coming down to historically low inventory levels. Let's jump into the numbers together. So what we're looking at here is the year-over-year summary. So we had 7,531 sales in 2023 in April, which is pretty close to what we had last year, about 5% less. Now, this is the number that is standing out, and this is why the market has continued to go up. Our new listings, meaning new inventory coming to the market, was down by 38%. We had 18,000 new listings last April. We only had 11,000 this April. That is just not enough inventory based on the demand that we have seen in the marketplace. Let's look at the year-over-year average price. So in April of 23, your average price was $1.15 million. Now, a year ago, it was $1.25 million. That is almost an 8% drop year over year. Now, that makes a lot of sense with the rate increases we have seen. Interestingly enough, if you go back to February, from the peak of the market to February this year, we are down 18%. March, we were down 14% year over year. And now April, we are down 8%. May, June, and July are going to be very interesting because we're going to get to a point here that we're not going to be negative year over year anymore if we continue to see these type of inventory levels. Now let's take a quick look at every single asset class and what was going on. So 416 area code, your detached properties in April were just a shade under 1.8 million. For semi-detached, just over 1.3 million. Townhouses were over $1 million, and your condo apartments were at 751,000. 905 area code for detached, 1.4. For semi-detached, just over $1 million. Townhouses, just under $1 million. And condos, 666,000. So we've looked at year-over-year numbers, but now let's look at month-over-month comparisons. And we're going to start with the entire GTA. So your average sale price in January was $1,038,000 with 3,100 properties selling. That was a very, very low month in terms of properties sold. Then we jumped up to $1,095,000 in February, then $1,108 in March, and now in April we are at $1,153,000 with more sales happening. That means that in 2023 so far, from January to April, using average sale price, the market is currently up 11% in 4 months. But now let's get even more specific and break it into different asset classes. So let's start with condos first. Your average sale price in January was $711,000. At the end of April, it was $751,000. And that's with 3 times more condos selling in April than what we saw in January. So condos so far on an average sale price metric have gone up just under 6% so far this year. When we jump to detached properties, you're going to see a big swing, but detached properties are weird. They go up and down really quick. And when you have a month where not a lot of properties are selling, the average price can be skewed. So keep that in mind here. But it's looking like for detached properties, certainly January or December was the bottom of the market as of right now, at a sale price of $1.48 million with 318 sales happening in the 416 area code, where then it very quickly jumped up in February back to what we were kind of used to previously to the market going down at 1.7 million. Slightly lower in March, and then jumped up again to almost $1.8 million in April, with an overall increase of 20% from the beginning of the year. And by the way, all these numbers I pulled directly from the Toronto Real Estate Board's Market Watch, which is public information that you have access to if you'd like to take a look at them as well. Let's jump into semi-detached properties now. They started the year at $1.15 million. They are currently at 1.326 in terms of the April sales numbers. That's an increase from the beginning of the year of 15%. And then wrapping things up with townhomes, starting the year at 981,000 with only 92 sales happening, to right now 1,053,000 with 268 transactions, with an increase from January of 7.4%. So why is this happening? Well, buyers are coming off the sidelines. Interest rates are being held. There is literally no inventory to choose from. So multiple offers are very, very much coming back to the market. But I will say this. This is not what it was before. Sale prices are still making sense to me. You're not necessarily getting 50 offers on these properties, right? You're going to hear that once in a while. Those are isolated incidents, and that's happening more in the suburban markets like Durham and Peel and things like that. But in the city of Toronto, it's competitive, but buyers are not being stupid. And that's the difference between now and what we saw at the peak pricing. My guess on what could happen next is that May and June, you're going to see a bump in the market again if these inventory levels are continuing to be this low. But then after that, I do anticipate the summer to calm down a little bit, as it does in a regular year, but we have not had a regular year since 2019. Thanks for being back here. Thank you for watching this video. I'd love to know in the comments below what you think of these numbers. Do they surprise you as much as they surprise me? As someone that does this every single day, I still didn't think this was going to happen this quickly. My name's Tom Story. Go Leafs, go! And remember, home is where your story begins.